Hey y'all, welcome to JDUB-Woodworks. So today I've got this guy right here, just an old log from the beach. It's nice and weathered. I'm thinking about just making some type of a sculpture, just to stand upright, maybe mount some lights back in here and have that kind of shadow effect. At any rate, I'm going to walk you through that process. I'm going to use an Arbortech turbo plane to get this carved up on the front side and see what kind of colors we've got. And then once we see that, we'll go back across the back, get that cleaned up a little bit and reevaluate. All right, so come along. All right, let's take a look at this, see what we got. Oh, yeah. So, still pretty rough. Let me pull that up to you. If you can see, I'm just getting the real dead stuff off, the stuff that's really brittle, trying to work through some of those little cracks, because the cracks can cause huge problems. You know, it's a crack here, but it's a hole in the back. So I run that grinder over the top of the cracks just to clean them up. I've got a pretty significant one right here. That can be fixed with some resin or something like that, or not. Maybe I just put a hole all the way through where that crack is, and that way the light shines through. So I'm gonna start working on the back side and get that a little bit flatter, which will help figure out where I want to put the lights, when and if that's what I decide to do, because you just don't ever know until you get down to the real wood, right? So let's do it. All right, I don't know how wise this is, but you can see this crack right here. It does go all the way through. I'm not so sure, but I think I'm gonna use the ball gouge from Arbortech and see if I can tunnel through that, give it some curvature. But it's just so rot. It's, you know, it's like bark. It's gonna peel. I mean, unless I do epoxy, which I may not. I really don't want to do that on this piece. So let's hit it with this ball gouge and see what happens.
JDUB-Woodworks, the wood with hands so strong, from sunrise till the end of daylight long. Driftwood and logs, each shapes a flare in a backwoods shed, where stories are shared. Chainsaw.
All right. I mean, that Arbortech ball gouge is awesome. I want to show you. I tried to show you earlier, but I mean, that's huge curls of. It's not dusty. I mean, it's shavings. You know. I mean, look at that. That tool is really just amazing. So I'm running out of length. However, I don't have an extension for the grinder, and I think I probably have a 1/2 inch to go before I'm all the way through. I don't know. Let's take a look. Take a look on the back side. Yeah, see, I think this is the crack right here, but oh, it's so hard to tell. Why don't we turn it over? Boy, I hope I don't mess this up. I think this is going to be a real pretty piece. There's no mess ups, only happy accidents, right? Yeah, we'll see, Bob Ross. Let's go.
Driftwood and logs, each shapes a flare in a backwoods shed where stories are shared. Chainsaw buzzes and the chisel digs it deep. JDUB guards while the town folks sleep. Faces emerge from the timber dust.
All right, so let's see what we got here. There's the backside. I don't know, but I got a hole all the way through it. And can you see that if I stand it up? Maybe. Let's go up a little higher. There we go. I don't know. It'll always look better once you start sanding on it. It gets nice and smooth. Getting in here is going to be interesting. Well, let's start sanding on this thing. All right, so that's just 60 grit all the way around, and it's polishing up pretty good. There's still some soft spots down on that end, and then I've got to figure out whether or not I want to get in here. And so I'm gonna try, and I've got this sanding attachment on my grinder because I think I'll be able to get in there a little bit, even if I just smooth out these little front surfaces. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to catch that on video, but I wanted to give you an update. 60 grit all over, front, back. I'm going to hit it in here and then reevaluate. All right, so I haven't started the 120 grit yet, but I wanted to kind of show you. That's about as good as I'm going to get it with a 60. And I even got inside of here fairly well. There's still a couple of little nicks and stuff, but I think it's gonna be okay. And then when I stood this up and started looking at it, I want you to see what that looks like, right? That's very cool. And so it kind of reminds me of those little sculptures, those little statues that are like mother and child. And so maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's what I'll name it. It's cool because it's, no matter which way you turn it, you've got something that you're seeing. And I definitely see two figures, maybe embracing or something like that. So that's what I'm gonna go with, you know. And so now I'm just gonna hit it with 120. And then I'll go up to 180 or 220, get this nice and smooth, and then see if I can fill in any of these little cracks or if I even need to. Sometimes I do with resin, but it's really cold. It's cold in the garage, so that'll mess up. And sometimes those little imperfections are exactly what I want on the piece, and I just leave them that way. That's your call if you're doing a piece. So I'm not going to catch all the sanding. Just know that I'm working up to about 220, maybe 320, but certainly 220 for now. All right, we'll catch you on the other side. All right, so as I was picking up, getting ready to go to the next stage of filming, this piece fell down. It hit the side of the sidewalk and cracked both heads straight off. So I put tuck tape on it. You can see the crack right here. I put tight bond inside. I've got to let this dry now. And so honestly, I'm pretty frustrated. I've got to take a break. And so we'll pick this up, I guess, maybe tomorrow. I assure you that if I would have gotten that on video, it would not have been appropriate for young children. So maybe that's a blessing in disguise. At any rate, live and learn. Learn from your mistakes. Don't get too frustrated. Things can be fixed. and this too shall pass. I'll see you on the other side. All right, well, it's another day. And I don't know if you can see this, but there's a small little crack right there, and you can barely see it on this piece. I'm not gonna put any putty. I just used the glue. I've gone back and sanded it, and although you can still see that hairline crack, I'm afraid that if I use any type of filler, that's just gonna, even bring out that crack a little bit more. Considering all of the details that are in this thing anyway, all these little wavy little lines and things like that, that's just gonna be one of those imperfections that I'm gonna live with. So it's time, right? So this is my most favorite part of all of my projects, and that's putting on the finish. And so when I have a blonde piece like this, I've got a few choices. You've seen a couple of other videos where I've just done a polyacrylic. You've seen where I've used tung oil. You've seen where I've used beeswax. And I am not gonna have a shine to this one. I'd rather have this one just a natural finish. And so you've seen me use this product before. This is a Cargan beeswax. Links to all of my products that I use are in the description of the video. And so I'm gonna take this little guy right here, and just with my fingers, I don't even use a sponge applicator, but I want you to get a picture of this. Let me scoot you up a little bit because I want you to see the color. Yeah, that's good. We'll do it right there. So just get a little bit. This just came out of the fridge. And so you're just gonna rub that in just like that. See, it's even the beeswax. I mean, granted, it's moistening it, so it's gonna be a little bit darker, but this is the color that I was looking for, is something just a little bit more of an amber. And of course, as this dries, that'll even lighten a little bit more. But it's absolutely gorgeous. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue to work the entire piece with the beeswax. It is dry mounted on a stand that I made. I won't put any glue or anything in that until I am done with this piece as far as putting on the beeswax. So I'll get a high view of that. We'll put it on time lapse, and then we'll do the final reveal, because that's always fun, right? All right, hold on a sec. Yeah, I figured we get up close and personal on this last piece as I finish off the rest of the beeswax on here, and work through these little cracks and stuff. But this is turning out to have some really nice color, and I do think that it reminds me of kind of the two figures like we had talked about, like mother and child. I think that's what I'm going to call this piece. And although it's got a crack in it, we didn't stop, did we? So we just kept on going. Thank God for wood glue. I guess I could have used resin too, but honestly, I think the wood glue works just fine. And I've only used, that was a brand new tub, so I mean, I'm getting a good chunk like that when I put it on there. It turns out really nice. So listen, so like I've said before, make sure and give me a thumbs up, give me a like, hit the little bell if you're not subscribed, because I'd love to have you a part of this journey. And then for those of you that also do this as a hobby or whatnot, or you're getting into it, or maybe you're a seasoned veteran, let me know. Share your work with me. I'll send you my email's actually in the description of the video. You can email me and send me pics. I've got some pics recently from Australia that were just like killer, man. And some of the talent that these people are just like, oh yeah, I've been piddling around, and then I see their work and I'm like, dude, you're an artist. You're a visionary. And they're like, oh no, I'm just kind of tinkering around. I'm like, man, I'd hate to see I'd love to see whenever you're actually serious about it, because some of their stuff is really, really killer. And the versatility of this wood, there's just no limits, really. Well, there are some limits. I mean, I may not build furniture with this stuff, but I can build all the decor that goes with it, right? I'll leave the furniture making up to those that can't live with mistakes, because man, talk about perfection. You've got to really know what you're doing, making those chairs and beautiful tables. Oh, this is so not. Look at this. I call this marbling, but I know that's not the right term. Oh man, just beautiful. So once you put the beeswax on, it's still really wet right here and slick. But as you move down towards like where where I'd put it on before, it starts to get a little tacky, and then all of a sudden it's not tacky at all. And so I'll let this sit for a good 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on the temperature and the humidity. And then I'll come back and just kind of buff it out. I doubt that I would need a second coat on this, but maybe. It just depends. Oh, I got a big old pile of it right here. And on the base, I don't know how I've got to put something inside of that hole to where it's not wobbling around. So I'll probably, I don't know if I'll use wood glue, but some kind of pookie up in there. So listen, I think this thing is just about done. I'm not gonna, oh no, I missed a spot down here. I'm not going to, if I do put a second coat, I'm not capturing that. So this is about all she wrote as far as I'm concerned. And this stuff's all over your hands. You can go wash it, or you can just wipe it all in. It's probably pretty good for your skin. I don't know, feels good. What do I know? So let's take a look at this thing a little bit closer. I'll try to turn it where you can see the whole thing. But that's it, basically. So listen, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Not perfect, not a perfect process. Cracked the whole thing in half. But if you remember what this piece looked like beforehand, take a look back at the beginning of the video. It sure as heck wasn't anything like this. So I really appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot, and happy Driftwood art and working with all these wonderful pieces. Make sure and share them with me, and give me a like. Talk to you later.